When you have a very fast-paced society, you are tempted to chase the fashion and the trend. But I think it's always important to come back to the foundation, to the basics, which is observation. My psychology journey began in Oxford, where I did my undergraduate degree in experimental psychology. Oxford made it very clear that psychology is a science. So that instilled in me a very solid foundation of empiricism. So when you see something, you want to understand what is behind it. When you try to understand it, you need a theory. When you have a theory, you want to test it. So a good theory is something that can be proven or unproven. It is something that is testable. That's a key approach for me to approach my psychological research. And then after Oxford, I came back to Hong Kong and studied clinical psychology. And after clinical psychology, I practiced in the hospitals. I mainly served people with young people with early psychosis. And I worked very closely with psychiatrists and psychiatric nurses and other disciplines that helped me understand the phenomenon in a lot of ways. As a psychologist, that was a time when there wasn't a lot known about how to treat psychosis. So it was a very exciting time when we developed things together with our teams. There are many stories that touch me. I'd like to give it to one of my patients who wrote 2 books on her experience as an early psychotic patient and on a journey of recovery. I was lucky enough to be able to write the foreword for both of her books, and I am really proud to be involved in her journey. I spent some years in clinical practice first, and then I do PhD research. In that way, I actually have my research question grounded with clinical practice. Psychosis is a complex brain disease. With the same psychiatric label of schizophrenia, the patients can be experiencing very different symptoms. So it may not be as helpful to consider the disorder as a whole because it's highly heterogeneous. Over the last 2 decades, I think, I've been trying to understand hallucinations and delusions separately as single symptoms by understanding the affective and cognitive processes behind these symptoms, with the hope that by understanding more about what they're experiencing, we can come up with ways to treat them better. And then recently, we used EEG as a method to understand the underlying neuromechanisms of voices and how this may interact with mood. So it's a program of research from the phenomenon to behavioral to the neural level of voices. And we do some things similar with other symptoms such as delusions. Talking to patients helps me understand what they are struggling with. So that gives me a grasp of the context and the experiential aspect of the symptoms. So when I do research, I always have the person in my mind. I want to answer something that I can give back to them. So as a clinician, I am very lucky because once I learn something from my research, I can directly bring back to my patients. And after doing some research, I go back to them and tell them, look, this is about your brain. This is not about you. And this is for them very liberating. So I always tell my students, when you do research, you need to have the person in your mind. It's not that hard because psychology is always about people. When we observe people, we're curious about people. When we do research, then we bring back to people, as simple as that. When I came back to Hong Kong, I was struggling between should I join research, should I join the academia, or should I go back to become a clinician? And then someone told me if you work as a clinician, there are only so many patients you can see in a day. But if you train young therapists, you can train many therapists and they can be serving many more patients in a day. And that inspired me, and I thought, wow, that could be something I could do next. So I am really blessed to have grown together with many, many students, generations of students who are really smart, hardworking, compassionate, selfless, and we answer a lot of difficult questions together. And many of them now become leaders, and I am very proud of their growth as well.